Put it down. Yeah. Light off. Light. It can be off. You need it. Okay. The dhyanam, that is meditation, which is widely used and further progress in knowing and being. We refer this meditation as wherein whatever we study, especially in the context of Mandukya Upanishad, we get to know that knowing essentially is what you are not. And being involves what you are. The Tattvamasi Mahavakya also, you are is given. That you are need not be questioned or validated by anybody or any other person. So you are is given. So what you are alone is explored. So once you know what you are not, for sure, you are remains. So here what you are, you are going to, in this dhyanam or contemplation, you are going to own up what you are. That is precisely the purpose of meditation for Vedanta students. In the Omkara Nirnaya, what we will right away do is we start chanting Om, and at the end of the every Om chant, when the Makara resolves into a matra, just be there. Just be there. And from there, the next Omkara can start. Then again, at the end of that Makara, into a matra, be there, remain. And then from that, the next Omkara starts. By doing this, we gain that absorption in the matra. Once we do that for a few times, we will examine the vibhuti of that matra, the being. From that matra, what we can do is just our breathing without any, don't need to, can sit in this meditative posture with the trunk straight and head straight and eyes very gently closed and hands on the lap and fingers held together lightly, ever so lightly. This posture you don't have to change, but from the matra, the silence, just observe your normal breathing, the inhalation and the exhalation. Just observe that. And during exhalation, you can just say Om and allow it to go to a matra. During exhalation, that is when you give out the breath, if there is any distraction, see when the totally we give out the breath, the mind is a bit stunned. So any distraction goes off. So that helps the exhalation. If you completely exhale your breath, and in that matra, the distraction is totally resolved. So that is one advantage of this, completely losing the breath before the next breath starts. And in that silence, in that total loss of this exhalation, the silence is very much embellished. Do that a few times. Say Om while exhaling. What is the vibhuti of this amatra, the silence? It is just the awareful being. All of us, when we get up from sleep, for that moment you are just the awareful being. Before the next kshana, before you connected to your name and all that follows, before that, just as you get up from sleep, you are just the awareful being. Every day when we get up, give that few seconds to be with the awareful being. Don't immediately get identified. Whatever be the day, however busy the day, give that few moments. Through the night you have been, if you had a good sleep, through the night you have been with Vishwara without any identification. Consciously bring that sleeping Ishvara, identified, awareful being. Enjoy that moment. That is the vibhuti of the matra we are talking about. Every one of us has. That is why we are reluctant to get off bed. But we don't savor that moment. Let us start savoring that moment every day. That itself is meditation. Consciously sleep. That is one vibhuti. Then the second vibhuti is this silence is not jada. This silence is referred to as light of consciousness. The light means not the physical light. We use the word to say there is no darkness, there is no ignorance in that light of consciousness, the awareful being, the silence. No ignorance meaning not knowledge of objects. No ignorance means knowingness per se. Jnapti Swarupam. Jnaptihi is not constrained by the boundary of a brain. Just imagine Jnapti Swarupam, which is not bound by any faculty, boundless jnanam, Jnapti Swarupam, is the Swarupa of the awareful being, the silence, the matra. That is what you are. So the matra is silence, awareful being, Jnapti Swarupam, light of consciousness. Conscious sleep. Just the being. So as you chant Om, as you resolve Makara into a matra, whatever vibhutis we have discussed about a matra right now, just be alert to that. Just be alert to that. This absorbed silence is the Shruti in our life. Irrespective of whatever we do in the waking, this Shruti is there. We have to be alert to that. We have understood the vibhuti of this Shruti, and we will examine this further in the next few sessions. But being alert to the vibhuti of this Shruti, the silence, the matra, the Jnapti Swarupam, the light of consciousness, the awareful being, the awareful sleep. Is life. Human beings owe it to ourselves this life, L-I-F-E, all capital. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. And slowly open your eyes, relax, come out from meditation in a relaxed fashion. Don't hurry it up, just let it be a smooth exit.